Hey y'all, Tailored by Debbie here. It's been a few weeks since we've recorded a video, so I'm back and we're going to be doing some sewing today. I'm going to be transforming a couple of clothing items that are too big for me since I've lost some weight, and I want to transform a skirt and a t-shirt into a drop waist t-shirt dress. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And the first thing I need to do is just cut off this waist. So I'm just going to cut through the elastic, and then I'm going to be cutting right along the edge. We're just going to cut that off. We want to also cut off this shirt, and we want to make it kind of a drop waist. I'm not worrying about it being perfect. We're just going to cut the bottom of our t-shirt off. And you don't have to worry about t-shirt material fraying because it won't. Okay, so we're just going to save this for another project. We'll throw it over there. And I'm going to leave the sleeves on because I want it to be a little t-shirt dress. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to we want to put right sides together. So I'm going to turn my skirt inside out and my t-shirt inside out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pin right sides together, and I'm starting with the front of my shirt, or we're going to clip, actually, not pin. Okay, so I'm just going to fold this over and then fold this over. In this case, I'm clipping because I like to use sewing clips. I'm going to clip my seams at the side, right sides together, seam to seam, so I'll know about how much extra material that I have to work with here. Okay, and I'm just going to take the shirt seam and let it fold over this way, and then this one fold it over that way, so there won't be a lot of bulk right here at the seam. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, there's not terribly a lot of extra material, y'all. So that's good. So let me come over here, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to find that side seam, and we're going to clip together right sides of our material together, and we're going to just alternate which way those seams are laying here as well, just like we did on the other side. I'm going to clip that right there. Okay, then match up the material, right sides together. I think we might actually line up pretty well here, because this was a loose extra large t-shirt, ladies, and a loose extra large skirt. This is actually lining up almost perfectly. So we're just going to clip it over to the side seam on the front first, and then we'll do it on the back. There we go. Now we're going to get our sewing machine up here, and we're going to sew all the way around. And we are going to use a half of an inch seam allowance. I'm just lighting my magnetic seam guide on here so I don't have to worry about keeping that. I'm going to start on one of my side seams, and we're just going to sew all the way around using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. We are going to back stitch to start, so our stitches will not come unraveled. Okay, so I'm going to sew forward a couple stitches, then we're going to back stitch. You want to start with your needle in the material, back stitch a couple, and then go forward, and we're just going to sew all the way around and see how our t-shirt dress comes out. Take out your clips as you go, And just verify that your material is still lined up. And then just sew around, right sides together. And because we have that seam guide, the starting and the ending points lined up perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and take this out and cut it. Let's just cut our threads. Being careful not to cut our material. Just want to cut off all those threads. Okay, let's go ahead and turn it right side out. And look how stinking adorable this is, y'all. I love this. I will try it on and model it. I think what I want to do though is I do want to go ahead and turn it inside out again. And I'm going to start up under the arm and then just take a little bit off and then kind of sew out like in a half circle. I'm going to take our seam guide off. I'm going to start with my needle down into the material. And I'm going to come down past my waist a little bit, probably down to our second ruffle. And we're just going to sew some of this bulk off. And then I will measure how big it is and we'll try to match that on the other side. Okay, so I'm just going to forward and then I'm going to back stitch. And I'm going to do it gradually. I don't want a real drastic change. So I'm just going to gradually sew like an hourglass, half of an hourglass kind of shape in the side here. And remember, whatever you're taking off, it's going to be double because you're taking that off of the front and the back. Okay, so less is more. When you first start, you can always do it more, but you have to rip the seam out to do it less and do it over. All right. So I see now that when I'm at the middle, that this is kind of lining up with this screw right here on the outside of my machine. So that's kind of going to be my guide. And I'm going to keep it at that length for a little bit. And then I'm gradually, to the second point, going to go down here. And then we're going to work our way down to right above where this seam is, okay? And just gradually, and we're just going to let it go right off the edge, right before that seam. And then back stitch. Okay, we're not going to cut the material in case we don't like the way that looks, that we can undo it. So let's go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, so let's go ahead, and now we're going to turn it right side out and see how that looks. See if we have a little bit more of an, and there's still plenty of room in here, y'all. Oh yes, I like that better. Gives us a little bit more of an hourglass shape right through the waist, okay? Look how pretty this is. So this is so simple to do. Take an old t-shirt and an old skirt, or go to your thrift store and find one and transform it. I'm going to go try it on and show you how it looks. Here's my dress. Isn't it adorable? I think it turned out great. So simple to do, so flowy and full. I hope you give this a try. Take those old t-shirts and old skirts that you have laying around in your house and turn them into something cute too. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please be sure you subscribe to my channel and click the bell. Then you'll be notified whenever I put up a new video. Thanks again, y'all. Have a blessed day.